It's only a movie. Only a movie.
Every so often, a movie slips through the cracks of your busy life, buried under the endless scroll of new releases and viral clips. But when fate nudges it back into view, and it hits harder than you've ever expected, it's like rediscovering a song you didn't know you loved. That's exactly what happened with 2023's Dream Scenario starring Nicolas Cage. I'd brushed past its trailers, ignored it on store shelves at Target and Walmart, dismissing it as just another quirky Cage flick. Then I watched it, and it unraveled me in the best way. Let me tell you why this forgotten gem deserves your attention.
It's crazy.
That's exciting.
Firstly, let's go over the synopsis briefly. Paul Matthews, played by Nic Cage, is a mild-mannered family man, the epitome of a dad joke spewing, dorky dad, with a career as an evolutionary biologist professor. Out of the blue, Paul starts appearing in people's dreams in a global phenomenon. Faced with an exciting burst of popularity, Paul looks to use the sudden fame to catapult his desire to become a published author. But as the dreams starring Paul start to turn nightmarish, he's left to deal with infamy, societal backlash, and personal loss. Why does Dream Scenario hit so hard? It's a throwback to the A24 I fell in love with years ago, when they churned out bold, weird gems that didn't fit the Hollywood mold. Movies with a spark of surreal genius. Lately, I've felt A24's edge dulling, their quirkiness outshined by upstarts like Neon, their vibe veering towards pretentious cinephile bait. But Dream Scenario recaptures that old magic, serving up a reality just one twist shy of our own, similar to films like Ex Machina or The Lobster. Strip away its wild concept, collections of dreams where Nic Cage's everyman passively visits strangers in their sleep, and it could pass for a documentary about your awkward neighbor. That hook though, it's not even that far-fetched. Think of urban myths like This Man, the conceptual art hoax, or The Hat Man, a shadow haunting sleep paralysis victims. Yet with sly nods to Obama and Sprite woven in,
here's somewhere cool that we thought might be a good place to start.
Sprite.
Sprite?
the film dances on the knife edge of bizarre and familiar. Casting Nic Cage in Dream Scenario is nothing short of genius, a perfect storm of actor and role. Drawn to the project by producer Ari Aster, Cage read the script and instantly knew it was one of only 5 films in his career that he just had to do.
And I got that feeling inside where I said, I have to make this movie.
He's even said it completes a meta-trilogy alongside Pig and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, a personal saga about his life, with Dream Scenario as his planned swan song. The makeup team works magic, tweaking his nose slightly and shaving his head to craft an eerie, not quite Nic Cage figure, like a familiar face crafted by our subconscious in our sleep. Cage's own life bleeds into the story too. A chilling scene where a disturbed man invades Paul's home at night was inspired by a real 2 a.m. intruder in Cage's past. And Paul's bizarre viral fame? It echoes Cage's own grappling with internet memes and freak-out compilations. Fun for outsiders, but a gut punch to the man behind them.
And I went online, stupidly, and I Googled my name. Up came this video, Nicolas Cage loses his crap or whatever, and it started going viral. Suddenly, I was a meme.
Who once said, "It's not what you want to be remembered for." What's impressive about this film is the spectrum of emotions it made me feel. It made me angry when Paul Matthews was weak and let people walk all over him. I found myself laughing out loud despite Cage stating that the film was played for seriousness and filmed as a drama, with humor developing organically by the situations and the responses to them.
None of the scenes in the movie were actually played for laughs' sake. It was all approached with a sense of almost like a drama. Don't go for laughs, but the humor will come out of the ridiculousness of the situation organically.
I wouldn't consider this a full-fledged horror film, but once the dreams start taking their dark twists, Paul Matthews becomes a cold-blooded killer, bludgeoning young adults to death with hammers, tricking people into letting him into their homes, and all around being a menace. There is dread, there is tension throughout those sequences. Of course, the idea of an older man invading dreams for nefarious purposes isn't lost on the film, as it playfully pokes fun at A Nightmare on Elm Street, culminating with Paul wearing a knife-wielding glove. But perhaps the most disturbing themes are things such as abuse of power, taking advantage of fame as an excuse to cheat on your spouse with a younger woman who otherwise would not have given you a second. Maybe the real threat is being ostracized by your community, being attacked and judged by society and your peers for actions you cannot apologize for and didn't intend to inflict. But to me, the coldest and most terrifying theme is the most poignant, the theme of loss and regret. Paul is left a battered man both in ego and physically. His family, once his anchor, drifts away for their own survival. He's left hollow, a man who had loved and lost, forcing you to wrestle with whether that's better than never having loved at all. Paul also could have avoided the entire scenario simply by listening to his wife, who originally suggested to Paul to not engage in the abrupt popularity.
Maybe you should take a minute and think before you do anything drastic.
Now with his 15 minutes up, can he claw back their trust? That's for you to discover when you dive into this unforgettable film. From its nostalgic A24 roots to Nic Cage's haunting, career-capping performance, Dream Scenario is a wild ride through fame's fickle mirror, one that left me laughing, reeling with anger, and aching with Paul Matthews' odd journey. It's a film that dances between surreal dreams and raw human truths, asking what we trade for a fleeting spotlight and what's left when it fades. If you're craving a story that's as unsettling as it is unforgettable, this is it. Drop a like if you love this dive into Dream Scenario, and subscribe to catch more reviews and recommendations that dig deep into films worth your time. We've got plenty more coming. And always remember, we love you so much, it's scary.
But you can't help but laugh.